Hello everyone. Today I've got 3 nasty traps that beginners and even intermediates fall for all the time. They're quick, sneaky, and kinda evil. At the end, I featured a bonus trap that is not known by a lot of people, so make sure you stick till the end. Let's get into it. So the first one is from the Queen's Gambit accepted. First you play d4, and the opponent responds with d5. Next you play c4. The opponent takes the pawn. You try to recapture it with e3, and they protect it with b5, which is not a good move. Then you play a4, and they protect the b5 pawn. Now you take, and if they take back, it's game over. The rook is trapped by the queen. Now they can choose to sacrifice their knight so as not to lose too much material, but I trust you can win the game up a knight. Now for one of my favorites, Legal's Mate. Watch this crazy sequence. e4, e5, knight f3, d6, bishop c4, knight c6, knight c3, bishop g4, and now knight takes e5, which looks like a big blunder. But if they take the queen, something most of your opponents will do, you follow on with bishop takes f7, and then the cliffhanger knight to d5 checkmate. Boom! Easy peasy. So for the third trap, it starts with the Berlin defense. Standard stuff. White castles, and you play the intriguing knight g4. They attack your knight with h3, and you play h5. You're basically dangling a knight on a hook. And if white takes it with hxg4, they've just walked into a trap. Because after knight h2, you play queen h4, and it's over. Because after rook e1 and queen takes h2, white's king is out in the open. If they happen to play f3, just play g3, and it's the same thing. They think they're taking a knight. You're taking their soul. Alright, I lied. The real bonus trap? It's way dirtier. You ever heard of the Lasker Trap? Exactly. Nobody has. But you're gonna love it. You're black. White opens. d4, d5, c4. And now e5, the Albin counter gambit. Aggressive right from the jump. They continue with e3. You go bishop b4 check, they block with bishop d2, and now, pawn takes e3. If they take the bishop, they fall into the Lasker Trap. You take the pawn with check, they go king e2, and then you underpromote to a knight. After king e1, queen h4, and king d2, black is hopelessly lost. For example, you can play knight c6 and then long castle. The game is basically over. That even you can win this position without much difficulty, as you're probably going to checkmate the king soon. That's it. 3 traps and 1 sneaky bonus to keep in your back pocket. Try these in blitz or rapid, and tell me what happens. If you landed even one of these, I want to hear about it in the comments. Like, subscribe, and I'll drop more underrated traps real soon. Now get out of here.